down by Rodrigo on the right hand side, just straying inside opposition territory. There's one back by Atalanta, and the ball go all the way in towards the possession of Juan Musso, flicked out towards the left hand side. Ball down in midfield by Militao, who lumped it for first time on his right foot, but it'll go all the way in towards the possession of the Atalanta goalkeeper, who kept 11 clean sheets in 24 appearances last term. He really was a staple rock between the sticks, particularly in the Europa League, where he kept 5 clean sheets, and that was the joint most for the Golden Glove with a couple of other goalkeepers, as Real Madrid have an early touch of the ball on the right hand side. Goes back in towards the possession of Militao, along the line towards Tchouaméni. This is now Antonio Rudiger, plays it out towards the left and towards Ferland Mendy, who's being put under pressure by Zappacosta, along the line towards Bellingham, who in turn has to head for home and head back towards Thibaut Courtois. Short and forward towards Militao through the middle, midway inside his own half, out to the right in Carvajal, turning his Kylian Mbappe on the halfway on this right hand side, plays the ball out in towards the possession of Rodrigo, who is looking to get the better of Kolasinac, who brings him down, and so it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid on the right hand side, around about midway inside the Atalanta half. Kolasinac originally dangling his left leg out before then pushing Rodrigo to the surface. Free kick taken quickly and short. It goes back into the path of Tchouaméni, 10 yards inside the Atalanta half down the centre. In towards Militao, and now out in towards the possession of Carvajal. Rodrigo in the middle of the Atalanta half, had 2 players in front of him on the far side. In towards the possession of Tchouaméni it goes again. Militao, Real Madrid just happy to keep possession in the opening couple of minutes or so, as Carvajal looks for options further forward. It's headed back towards Militao. Atalanta keeping a good shape out of possession, but turning his Rudiger past the Catalero on the halfway, who then had a hat-trick of traffic, 3 players in front of him. Militao will play it out in towards possession of Carvajal again on the right-hand side, towards Federico Valverde, who takes that number 8 shirt that was so synonymous for Toni Kroos, who of course retired in the summer. Kylian Mbappe brought down on the far side by Isakian, and it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid. Mbappe on debut this evening and looking to get off to a bright start. The attentions, the headlines this evening undoubtedly on him, and the pressure on his shoulders is quite palpable, although knowing the type of reputation he's had for his country, that should be something he should be used to by now. Vinicius Jr. out towards Mbappe, edge of the penalty area, cleared away by Kolasinac. Only half cleared, it's played out in towards the path of Rudiger, initially picked up by Tchouaméni, towards the left hand side into Ferland Mendy. Short ball by Bellingham in towards the path of Vinicius, who's brought down by Hien. A second foul in a short space of time for him, and so it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid on the left hand side, around about 30 yards out. 3.5 minutes gone here in the Polish capital. It's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Taken short by Valverde on this left hand side. Vinicius Junior to the edge of the box, steps infield, looking to roll his way past his man. Looks to get the cross in, comes off a Zappacosta. It's going to be an early corner to Real Madrid on the left hand side. 4 minutes in, goalless between this pair. Real Madrid 5 times Super Cup winners. They're tied with AC Milan and Barcelona with all-time wins. A win tonight mean that they'd take the outright record if they can find a 6th Super Cup triumph. It's quarter to be taken on the left-hand side, swung in right-footed by Rodrigo towards the back post, where Jude Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe among those lurkers, as well as Rodrigo's. One back though by Real Madrid and by Carvajal on the left-hand side, back in towards the possession of Valverde, who's inside his own half here for Real Madrid. Long towards this near channel and towards Ferland Mendy. Now Valverde once more. Atalanta just sitting off, now beginning to press as Real move into opposition territory. Great work by Valverde on the left-hand side. Vinicius Jr. slits through Mbappe. Mbappe in the penalty area, back to goal. Looking to turn. He's got a couple of players in front of him. He's been left in a cul-de-sac. Has to play it back in towards Mendy. This is Bellingham after a quick touch by Rodrigo. Now Valverde in towards the possession of Tchouaméni. Picked up by Mbappe. First time pass of his back to goal in towards the possession of Rodrigo, and it's going to be a free kick to Atalanta. Free kick to Real Madrid after another foul by Isakian, who's been told by the referee there's only 5 minutes on the watch and you've committed 3 fouls. I don't want to give yellow cards here, but if you carry on, then I've been left with no other choice. So a final stern warning so early into proceedings for him, and it's going to be another Real Madrid free kick. 5.5 minutes on the clock. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. Valverde and Rodrigo are over it. Valverde plays it out towards Vinicius Jr. Left hand side, edge of the box, chips it in, right footed, flicked away by Ederson, and now Atalanta break down the left hand side. Ball flicked in towards De Ketelaere, right about 30 yards out. Heavy first touch on his right foot, but he's got the overlapping one of Davide Zappacosta, who has space inside the penalty area. Can he pull the trigger back? Looks to play it across goal, and initially taken out of play by Ferland Mendy, but the flag goes up for offside against Davide Zappacosta a phase earlier. It was a good idea, but he just was too enthusiastic with his one. There was a possibility of him pulling it back, was unable to do so, and so they will restart with a Real Madrid goal kick. 6.5 minutes in, Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. Atalanta qualifying, of course, for this competition after beating Bayer Leverkusen by 3-0 in the Europa League final last season. Real Madrid beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at Wembley in the Champions League final at the beginning of June. Their 15th European Cup win. In fact, they've won almost double as many as the side who have won the next most. It was a double winning year for Carlo Ancelotti's side. They also picked up their 36th league title, and their second double actually in 3 years. Their second league and Champions League double, that is, in the space of 3 seasons under Carlo Ancelotti, who won his 5th Champions League title as a manager, his 3rd with Real. And the expectation, particularly with some of the players brought in, of course Endrick and Mbappe, the two that are the real highlights, as well as a few players who come back from long-term injuries, is it should be there or thereabouts again, the expectations to win the league, win the Champions League for a 16th and 37th time. But it's Atalanta have the ball now, out on the left-hand side, just straying inside Real Madrid territory, forwarding towards the possession of Ademola Lookman, who scored that hat-trick in the final against Bayer Leverkusen in Dublin back in May. And towards the path of Mario Pasalic. Goes out to the left-hand side, forward it goes towards Duroum, the captain, towards the edge of the penalty area, cleared away by Antonio Rudiger for Real Madrid, and it's going to be an Atalanta throw on the left-hand side, adjacent towards the edge of the penalty area. Is Lookman on that left side, dances his way past Valverde, couldn't get the cross into the box. Eder Militao coming out and taking command of the situation. The ball's going to fall loosely though to the feet of KYLIAN on the left-hand side on the halfway. Switched out towards Jim City, who played for Albania at the recent European Championships in the summer. Zappacosta back towards Duroum, the captain. In turn is forced to play it back towards Juan Musso, being put under pressure by Vinicius. That pressure nearly told, but the ball does go out to the left-hand side and towards the path of KYLIAN, forward towards the possession of Ederson, who loses out to Valverde. Was looking to thread it forward in towards the path of Mbappe, and that's one foul too many from an Atalanta perspective as far as the referee is concerned, and Ederson's going to be the first player in the book here for Atalanta, probably getting done because of his teammate Isaac Yen, who's already conceded 3 fouls, and Sanjo Shader, as Switzerland, has decided that enough is enough, and he's just going to have to install a little bit of order and a little bit of discipline in this game. We played 9 minutes in Warsaw. It's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Remember, you can listen to every Premier League game live in the 2024-25 season. It begins on Friday at Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Fulham, and then Ipswich against Liverpool, the Saturday lunchtime kick-off. Every 3 o'clock game live with us across Flash Score. The late game, West Ham against Aston Villa on Saturday, and both the Sunday games, including Manchester City up against Chelsea, live with us here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, and Leicester City against Tottenham on Monday night. The 10-minute markers pass. Atalanta have a free kick on this near side. They also have a player down on the ground. It's opportunity for the Italian side just to have a little bit of a breather after what has been a full frontal start, where Real Madrid really have tried to set the tone right from the get-go. Gives Gianpiero Gasperini the opportunity to have a chat about things, gives Carlo Ancelotti the opportunity to speak to Jude Bellingham, who is such a key cog in the centre of the Real Madrid midfield. What a first season he had in the Bernabeu. League champion, Champions League winner, in the race for the Golden Boot alongside Vinicius, assisted in the Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund, winning the title in his first season of the club, and scored twice for England at the European Championships against Spain. It's Zappacosta who's down on the ground, right down under the challenge of Ferland Mendy, and it looks like his evening may be coming to a premature end, and it could well be Ben Godfrey, who signed in the summer from Everton, who could come on for his Atalanta debut here so early into this UEFA Super Cup tie. Carlo Ancelotti also just going through his instructions with Vinicius Jr., who's had a bright start on the left-hand side of the Real Madrid attack. Ben Godfrey's been warmed up, but I don't think it's going to be any more than that, as Zappacosta has a headband put on. He's got various amounts of tissues and stuff just to quell the blood flow. And it's going to be Gin City to get us back underway. It's going to be an Atalanta free kick on the right-hand side in the middle of their own half. Plays it along that right-hand flank into the path to Catalan. Comes to the feet of Lookman, who has two up against him. Bellingham putting pressure on, and the pressure told Lookman with a heavy touch, and the ball will go out for a Real Madrid throw on the near side, midway inside their own half. Ferland Mendy short in towards the possession of Slimani. This is Rudiger towards Mendy once again, up against Zappacosta, who wins it back to Catalan on the right-hand side, edge of the box, plays it in towards the area. Pasalic looking to chip it up in towards the path of Lookman, who is lurking in and around the penalty spot. Real Madrid win it back with Rodrigo, but then lose it straight away. This is Kolasinac, left-hand side, edge of the box. Lookman gets the better of Militao, edge of the area, looks to pull one in on his left foot. Couple of players make a run in towards the penalty area, but it's a comfortable catch for Thibaut Courtois at the near post in the Real Madrid goal. 12.5 minutes gone. Real 0, Atalanta 0 here in the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. Kylian Mbappe with the ball on the near side towards the halfway. Every single time he has a touch tonight, not just will the crowd get excited, but every single touch that he makes, every single contribution or even non-contribution that he makes over the course of the season will be scrutinised, particularly in the Spanish press. And it's one of the things that he was warned about when he made the move from Paris Saint-Germain to Real Madrid is, if you think the press are harsh in France, then wait till the lights of the market get under your skin, because they take absolutely no prisoners to the Spanish press, particularly if you play for Real Madrid and Barcelona. Courtois, midway of his half, launching it forward, looking to find Vinicius and Rodrigo, both going over the same ball, but it was actually flicked away by Gin City. But no sooner did Atalanta try and play it forward to Catalan, has Real Madrid won it back loosely. This is Militao in the middle of his own half down the centre, goes out towards the left-hand side and in towards the possession of Antonio Rudiger, out towards Rodrigo, who's switched out to the left-hand side. He's got Jim City up against him. Rodrigo, edge of the box, he moves infield from the left-hand flank, looks to play it back towards Mendy, who after a challenge to Catalan will get there, plays it back to Rudiger, now back into his path again. Slimani out towards the halfway, and Eder Militao. Real Madrid just happy to build it up slowly from the back. Was being put under pressure by Lookman there. Out towards Carvajal. Valverde in space after a slip by Ederson. Valverde inside the area, right hand side. Pulls it across to Kylian Mbappe. First time effort for the side of his right foot. Real Madrid appeal for the penalty. Waved away by the referee. At the other end, Atalanta move forward. De Catalan on the halfway line is brought down by Dani Carvajal. And it's going to be an Atalanta free kick. 14.5 minutes gone. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0, but Real Madrid with a penalty shout after the effort by Mbappe. Waved away by the referee, waved away by VAR, and it is Atalanta who now move forward. It's Zappacosta on the right-hand side. The near side as we look at proceedings, 15 yards inside Real Madrid territory. This is Jim City in towards the possession of Pasalic. Short to Darun. And now towards the path of Hien inside his own half. And now Lookman, who is back to goal, had 2 behind him, so had to play it back first time. Lookman once more, again being doubled up. Was looking to thread it through towards De Ketelaere, was sliding it through for the side of his right foot, but was stopped en route. This is Antonio Rudiger now for Real Madrid, as we cross the quarter of an hour mark in the Polish capital. This is Eder Militao. In terms of the stats and ball possession, Real Madrid 66% compared to the 34% of Atalanta so far in this opening period. They've had dominance in terms of possession, they've had the best chances, and now they've got another really good chance because Bellingham's away in space on the left hand side, cuts it in first time, not going to find Mbappe at the near post, brought it in on his left foot, but Mbappe couldn't get a touch before Atalanta clear it away, and they have the ball now with Zappacosta up against Vinicius Jr. Cleared away by the captain Darun, but again it's loose, picked up by Valverde. Now Rodrigo, Rodrigo, edge of the penalty area, right hand side. Mbappe short, Vinicius Jr. towards the penalty spot, but he's short towards Mbappe. Now Valverde, swung in by Carvajal towards the back post, where Vinicius Jr. was lurking a leg out, but couldn't quite stretch far enough to get there. And the ball will go out of play for a Atalanta throw on the right hand side. It was a beautifully swung ball in by Carvajal. First time Vinicius Jr. from the penalty spot was making the run forward, just couldn't quite dangle his right leg out quick enough. And so the ball will run out of play for an Atalanta throw on the right-hand side, which would be taken by Davide Zappacosta. One back loosely by Militao, and in towards the possession of Dani Carvajal. This is Ferland Mendy after the pass by Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger again, this time inside his own half. Plays it along the line towards Eder Militao, who runs back for cover, runs back to home, and runs back to Thibaut Courtois. Snubbed by the Belgian squad for the recent European Championships. Pretty much spent most of the season out with an ACL injury. His only appearance in the Champions League came in the final. He started the 2-0 win against Borussia Dortmund at Wembley. He launches the ball forward, but not a very good ball forward because Atalanta win it back, although being pinballed around, no one really be able to keep a hold of possession. And so as a consequence, when Carvajal regathers it, he bundles it back in towards the path of the Belgian goalkeeper. Valverde out and towards the possession of Antonio Rudiger, who's been a real key cog in the centre of the Real Madrid defence since signing from Chelsea. Courtois pings it long on his left foot out towards the right hand side, was looking to find Jude Bellingham, who was lurking around 20 yards out from goal, but Atalanta win it back. They have it on the near side, picked up by Pasalic, who's got 2 in front of him. Lookman just inside Real Madrid territory, plays it back about 5 yards, and now in towards the possession of Gym City it goes. Zappacosta right hand side, 10 yards inside Real Madrid territory, again played short into the path of Pasalic. Darun will work it back into the path of Gym City. Atalanta really their first spell of comfortable possession in the game, and they're just happy just to let everybody have a touch of the ball, not under any attacking pressure right now, just slowly looking to build the play up. Pasalic through the middle, did have De Ketelaere as an option straight down that particular channel, but was unable to find him, or thought better of finding him. Ederson back towards Kolasinac. Ederson once again for Atalanta, plays it back in towards the possession of Isak Hien. This is Gym City on the right hand side towards the halfway, short towards Zappacosta once more. Gym City, who got a number of Real Madrid players in front of him, plays it back towards the end. He had a bit of a rocky start, but it's just settled into this game a bit more. Lookman turns and now drives his way past Militao. Great ball forward in towards the possession of De Ketelaere. It goes now. Zappacosta right hand side, edge of the box, cross goes in towards the penalty spot, cleared away by Rudiger. Mendy under pressure by Zappacosta. That pressure told because Atalanta win it back, and it's in towards the possession of Ruggeri. Short towards Darun. In the centre is Gym City, and was looking to play it forward and thread the pass into the possession of De Ketelaere. He was inside the box and looking to make an infield run, but it was just too heavy for him, and it will go out of play for a Real Madrid goal kick as we have a look at the Kylian Mbappe chance on our monitor. Struck it first time for the side of his right foot. It was a half appeal for a penalty, but it was never going to be given. 20 minutes of come and gone here in Warsaw It's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 in this Super Cup final on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. Mbappe, who actually was the Champions League top scorer last season, tied on 8 goals with Harry Kane. It was one of 44 goals he scored in 48 games across all competitions with Paris Saint-Germain last season, before signing for Real Madrid on a 5-year deal from PSG in the summer. There's Atalanta, who are just having their best spell of the game here, but haven't really mustered much in an attacking sense. But they go again with Darun down the centre, moves out to the right hand side. This is Zappacosta around about 25 yards from goal. He's got Bellingham up against him, plays it short towards De Ketelaere, fed to infield towards Darun, who again up against Bellingham, and Bellingham manages to win it back before Rudiger hooks it away. Now Ferland Mendy out towards Bellingham, who does really well to keep it in play. Vinicius Junior deep inside his own half, look to backheel it forward. Last touch comes off of De Ketelaere, and it's going to be a throw into Real Madrid on the left hand side, 25 yards out from their own goal. Mendy plays it short in towards the possession of Antonio Rudiger, and now possession goes back towards Thibaut Courtois. This is Dani Carvajal towards the edge of his own penalty area. 21.5 minutes gone here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. It's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. A reminder that you can listen to Real Madrid's first La Liga game. They get their campaign started at the weekend. They head to Mallorca, and you can listen to that live here on Flash Score. That is on Sunday. They haven't really had much of a foothold in terms of possession over the last couple of minutes, as Atalanta have been pinging it around on this far side. Short in towards the possession of Pasalic it goes. This is Darun. Moves his way forward beyond the halfway. Pings it out on his right foot. Looking to find Lookman on the left-hand side. Flicked out a play by Carvajal. Atalanta throw around about 30 yards out from the Real Madrid goal. Pasalic towards Darun in the middle. He's got Vinicius as the man who was chasing him. This is De Ketelaere. Zappacosta on the right-hand side towards the edge of the box, up against Bellingham. Played back into the path of Jim City, who's been forced out towards the corner flag. One back by Bellingham, but he got the last touch, and so it's going to be a throw into Atalanta on the right-hand side, adjacent towards the Real Madrid penalty spot. Towards De Ketelaere, who does well inside the area, looks to hook it back towards Ademola Lookman. Did well to turn his way past Antonio Rudiger, and in the end Courtois was able to get there quite comfortably, and Real Madrid look to get going again. They've just stalled the last few minutes or so. First real attained period of Atalanta pressure has been seen out. Here's Ferland Mendy on the left-hand side, just beyond the halfway. This is Vinicius Junior towards Bellingham, who has been put under pressure by two. As Darun with the initial touch, and now one back more convincing. Vinicius giving possession away. De Ketelaere driving down this right-hand side. Zappacosta towards the edge of the box. He's got Rudiger up against him. De Ketelaere wriggles his way past Vinicius, looks to chip the ball in towards the box, where he was hoping that Mario Pasalic was making the run. Bit of confusion at the back, saw Tchouameni knock it away, whilst Thibaut Courtois wanted to comfortably catch and rebuild out from the back, and it's going to see a concession of a throw for Real Madrid. Zappacosta to take on the right-hand side for Atalanta towards the edge of the penalty, taking short towards the path of Darun, whose cross goes in, comes off of the head of Jude Bellingham. It stays in play on the left-hand side, picked up by Ruggeri. Played back in towards the possession of Ederson, and now Ruggeri once more. Chipped over the top, but it's a slip by Kolasinac, which allows Tchouameni to win it back for Real Madrid, but his dinked header only finds the Atalanta man. This is Pasalic, 25 yards out. De Ketelaere back to goal. Edge of D looks to thread it through towards Lookman in and around the penalty spot. It's cleared away by Bellingham, who looks to get the Real Madrid move started. Mbappe beyond the halfway. Vinicius Junior on the left-hand side, who's got Mbappe just in front of him. Mbappe, left-hand side, 25 yards out from goal. Looking to move in field, but loses out to De Ketelaere. Now Darun looks to get Atalanta out of trouble. Pasalic back in towards the possession of Kolasinac, the ex-Arsenal man. Towards Lookman, 5 yards out for the Real Madrid half. Along the line towards Pasalic. Lookman inside opposition territory. He's got 5 shirts in front of him. This is De Ketelaere, 25 yards out on the right-hand side. Both Djimsiti and Zappacosta are options out on this far right-hand side. Zappacosta again, who's been so dangerous on that particular channel. De Ketelaere, who was one of the most promising young European players last season and decided to stay at Atalanta, signing permanently after a loan spell with them from AC Milan last season. Very much found a home here, as the 23-year-old scored 14 goals in 50 appearances across all competitions last season. Here's Darun out towards Zappacosta, right-hand side, close towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got Ferland Mendy up against him. Jude Bellingham keeping a watchful eye as well. This is Djimsiti, played short again, in towards the possession of Isak Hien. Djimsiti once more, driving his way past Rodrigo. Hien moves in field, gets a better of Bellingham, had Militao and Valverde in front of him. Pasalic towards Lookman, 25 yards out from goal. We've got Valverde up against him, moves in field. Lookman looking for a position to shoot, and then threads it through in towards the penalty area. Looking to find Pasalic, but it's going to be cleared away by Carvalho, but only half clear, because this is Edison with a strike through the side of his right foot, but it will go over the top right-hand post. Well, it's the first real opportunity Atalanta have had, and it had to be a pot shot from distance. They have invited pressure of Real Madrid. And they can count themselves lucky that they're not a goal down. A little bit of panic on the face of the usually so cool, calm, collected Don Carlo Ancelotti, as they tend to call him now. He said before this game that they hadn't had a great deal of time to prepare, but they were in great shape. The early signs were really, really good, but Atalanta have grown into the game and grown into it well, as Lookman looked to win the ball away, but in the process committing a foul on Vinicius Junior. So free kick to Real Madrid down the centre, around about 15 yards from the edge of the Atalanta half. 27.5 gone. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. He scored in the UEFA Super Cup final on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. This is Ferland Mendy, forward in towards the possession of Rodrigo. Zappacosta up against him. This is Rudiger, forward through the middle. Vinicius Junior is flawed, but no foul in the eyes of the referee. It's going to be recovered though by Mendy, who'll go back in towards the path of Thibaut Courtois and the Real Madrid goal. He'll play it through the middle in towards the possession of Vinicius, deep inside his own half, looking to find a way out. He manages to ping a direct ball forward. He had Mbappe and Bellingham chasing it, but it's flicked away by Atalanta. Had possession with Darun on the right hand side. De Ketelaere brings it infield around about 25-30 yards out from goal from the right hand side. Darun once again, Zappacosta on this near flank, who's caused so much problems for Real Madrid towards the edge of the penalty area. This is Darun, played along the line in towards the possession of Edison, out towards Kolasinac, left hand side, 30 yards out from goal, short towards Lookman again. Has possession up against Rodrigo. Looking to wriggle on the inside of him and does exactly that. Lookman doing really well, but Rodrigo stays tight to him, plays it back towards Darun, who in turn finds some space for Pasalic on this left hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. This is Kolasinac now, a bit further out from goal, but now drives forward. It goes out in towards the possession of Ruggeri. Cross goes in, cleared away by Militao towards the penalty spot. It's going to come for Kylian Mbappe. Carvajal had two up against him, but finds space for Valverde, who launches it forward towards Mbappe, who makes a darting run on the right hand side, but Isak Hien covers off the run and will knock the ball out of play for a Real Madrid throw-in on the right hand side, around about 15 yards inside the Atalanta half. As we approach the half-hour mark here in this UEFA Super Cup game, Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. Mbappe with the best chance of Real Madrid for inside the penalty area. Atalanta have had their odd chance or two, but nothing's really been able to stick so far here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. Here's Bellingham on the right hand side, turning his back to goal, short towards Mbappe, back to Bellingham again centrally. Ferland Mendy, edge of the box on the left hand side, has Zappacosta up against him. Mbappe, who turns, looks to find Bellingham inside the area, but it's cleared away by Atalanta. Hooked clear by Darun, in towards the path of De Ketelaere. One back by Ferland Mendy, but one back illegally in the eyes of Sancho Chader. Well, if you're wondering what the record is like in the UEFA Super Cup between the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners, the Champions League winners have won every single game since 2018. The last Europa League winners to win this tie were Atletico in that year, when they beat their cross-city rivals Real Madrid by 4-2 after extra time. Now, if it is level after 90 minutes this evening, of which half an hour of it has been played, then it will go straight to penalty kicks, no extra time. And that was the method of which last year's final was won. Manchester City and Sevilla level at 1 apiece after 90 minutes, and it was City who won on penalty kicks, meaning that they pretty much completed the box there. They'd go on to win the Club World Cup in December to rub a stamp. The fact that they had claimed everything they possibly could pretty much in the trophy cabinet under Pep Guardiola, who will be looking to win a 5th consecutive Premier League title, and that gets underway at the weekend. They play Chelsea on Sunday, and that game live for you here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. 31.5 minutes gone. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. This is Jim Shitty on the right hand side for Atalanta. 15 yards on the edge of the Real Madrid half. Back towards Hiem with Mbappe chasing. This is Pasalic out towards the left. Lookman with his back to goal. Is it down with his first touch? Well, he had Carvalho just in behind. Atalanta managed to bring it out from left to right, in towards the path of Jim City, short towards Zappacosta, now towards Pasalic, who looks to find space on the right hand side and finds space for De Ketelaere, who has 2 up against him towards the edge of the box in this near side. Zappacosta, De Ketelaere, who turns past Mendy but couldn't get past the immovable wall of Antonio Rudiger. Bellingham manages to play out in towards the path of Mendy, who's been put under pressure by 2 and has been forced into an error and forced into giving away a throw into Atalanta. 32.5 gone. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. Here's the Italian side, who have it on the left-hand flank. An Italian team hasn't won this particular trophy since 2007. That was AC Milan under the stewardship of Carlo Ancelotti. This is Jude Bellingham out towards Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. 10 yards inside opposition territory. Bellingham again, back towards the halfway and back in towards the possession of Tchouameni. Valverde short to Bellingham, who turns his way past Darun, gets the better to Ketelaere, goes down to the ground and will win himself a free kick. To Ketelaere grabbing too much of the England international. There's a quick free kick taken by Tchouameni, short in towards Rodrigo, who steps in field from the left-hand side. Wasn't the most convincing pass back to Militao, and it's given away, and Lookman drives away, looking to get the better of Rudiger, who does really well to track back and regather possession. Lookman was unable to really hit a stride and get a clean touch of the ball, and Rudiger, with his expansive pace, was able just to get back in the nick of time to stop Lookman bearing himself in one-on-one against Courtois. And at the other end, here's Valverde on the right-hand side. He's got time and space. Back in towards the path of Mbappe. Everybody back from an Atalanta perspective. Vinicius Jr., edge of the box, chips the ball in. Bellingham brings it down with his chest and then looked at slot it home from close range. He clashes with Juan Musso, the Atalanta goalkeeper. The referee signalled for a free kick, but it looks like the Atalanta keeper could well be in some considerable discomfort here. It was Vinicius who chipped the ball up in towards the path of Bellingham. It looked like he was going to be offside. He made the run in towards the penalty spot. Brought it down with his shoulder with the first touch, and then looked to try and dink it home with his right foot with his second, and it was a high boot onto the goalkeeper, and as a consequence of it, Jude Bellingham's going to be the first Real Madrid player in the book this evening. Ederson of Atalanta's already received a yellow card as well, as we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half here in the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 here at the National Stadium in Warsaw, which has a capacity of 58,000. It's actually the 12th stadium to host the UEFA Super Cup since it moved from its traditional home of Monaco back in 2012. So 2 games at the European Championships in 2012 at the National Stadium in Warsaw. And England fans will remember that this was the stadium where that famous game against Poland was called off in a World Cup qualifier in the same year, 2012. It took about an hour from the initial pitch inspection, where everybody was waiting to see whether the game would go ahead. Realistically, everybody thought that there was no chance, but the referee just carried on persevering before the game was called off, and it had to be played at 3 o'clock the following afternoon. There's a lot of sickies being pulled and a lot of children skiving off school, but during the school holidays you don't have to worry about such a thing. Not that we'd condone and endorse it, of course. Here's Thibaut Courtois for Real Madrid. Just steps out of his penalty area, but he put under no pressure really. He'll play it forward in towards the path of Rudiger. Valverde. It was a heavy pass by Rudiger, so just had to control it with his first touch. He's got Lookman up against him, threads it forward in towards the path of Bellingham. Cut out by Darun on the left-hand side for Atalanta. Plays it forward in towards the path of Ruggieri. This is Ederson short towards Pasalic. Now Ederson on the halfway. Now Hien. 5 yards on the edge of the Real Madrid half. In towards the possession side, Kolasinac again. This is Pasalic. Lookman, who seemingly has his back to goal with every single first touch he gets. Back by Real Madrid, and ball in the possession of Dani Carvajal. Now Antonio Rudiger plays it towards Ferland Mendy. This is Rodrigo. Rudiger. Now, in terms of attempts in this game, it's just the one apiece for Real Madrid and Atalanta. Hasn't been a Super Cup final blessed with chances so far. We can only hope that, in particular, the second period can improve on that particular front. There's been a lot of action in the middle of the park, and that's exactly where the ball is now, but it's in the path of Atalanta on this left-hand side, and in the possession of Lookman, who turns his way past Militao, moves infield towards the centre, has Valverde up against it. De Ketelaere this time on the left-hand side, being put under pressure by Giumaini. Goes out to Ruggieri, through to find De Ketelaere. It's cleared away by Real Madrid, and in the possession of Valverde. It's played out towards the far right-hand side, where Kylian Mbappe goes down, and as he went down and the free kick was given to him, he was counting up the amount of fouls he's had against him so far this evening. Welcome to Real Madrid, Kylian. This is Jude Bellingham on the right-hand side, 5 yards from the edge of opposition territory. Rudiger plays it in towards the possession of Ferland Mendy. Bellingham on the half, driving down this left-hand side. This is Vinicius Jr. Edge of the box. Being put under pressure by Hien and Zappacosta. Vinicius looking to chip the ball past Hien, and then looking to make the underlapping run, but the ball's going to trickle out of play for a Atalanta goal kick, as Gianpiero Gasparini, the Atalanta head coach, just continues to encourage his troops. What a turnaround has been in their fortunes in his stewardship. The Europa League triumph was his first major trophy as a manager. Was appointed in 2016 after Atalanta finished 13th in Serie A the year before. What a turnaround they've had since then. Champions League football, Europa League winners, just their second major trophy, 61 years after their first. The job he has done to transform that football club into a Italian powerhouse, not on massive budgets, not on massive resources. It's been a fairly humble effort to get themselves to the point in which they're at now. And they're going toe-to-toe with Real Madrid, the now 15-time European champions. And as we approach the final 5.5 minutes of the first half, they've gone completely toe-to-toe. There's nothing to separate the two sides. Goalless here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. There's De Ketelaere in possession for the La Dia, the goddess in Italian, but play's going to be pulled back for a foul on Dani Carvajal, the Real Madrid captain, by the Atalanta captain, Martin Darun. And so free kick to Real Madrid on the right-hand side on the halfway. Rudiger will play it out towards Ferland Mendy down the left-hand channel. This is Vinicius. Mendy once more. He will in turn play it in towards the possession of Thibaut Courtois. Officially 5 minutes to go in this first half now. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0, the score here in the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. This is Kylian Mbappe towards the halfway, out towards Bellingham, has his back to goal on the half. He has both De Ketelaere and De Roon up against him. He was to play it back. It was not the best pass. Lookman was looking to intercept, but Militao will get there in the end. Now Ferland Mendy on the left-hand side. Vinicius Jr. infield towards Mendy once more. 10 yards inside the Atalanta half towards Tchouameni. Played out towards Dani Carvajal. Short towards Bellingham in space in the middle. Turns with his back to goal. Almost wiggled his way past 2. But Atalanta will reclaim possession and will win themselves a free kick after a foul by Jude Bellingham on Sead Kolasinac. Shall be taken by Hien down the centre. Round about at the midway point of the Atalanta half. Short in towards the possession of De Roon. Kolasinac again towards Ruggeri, who has been quietly effective for Atalanta in the first half down this left-hand side. But the ball forward by Musso finds Eder Militao of Real Madrid. And now this is Bellingham. He's got space to drive down the left-hand side. He has Zappacosta to wrangle with. Short towards Mbappe. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. And De Roon up against him. And Vinicius clipping the Dutchman in the eyes of the Swiss referee. Just as it's going to be a free kick, but it's going to be a yellow card for Vinicius, who points his finger in the face of the Atalanta captain because he feels as if he's been hard done by for that yellow card. And Martin De Roon may have pulled a little bit of a fast one. A little bit of a clip by Vinicius. I think he's got half a case in the fact that it was half one on the other, but once you find yourself with your studs very large in the modern game, you are going to find yourself on the receiving end of a booking. And so Atalanta with the free kick. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this first half at the National Stadium in Warsaw for this UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0. Atalanta with a free kick to be taken by their goalkeeper Juan Musso on the right-hand side. Just past his own penalty area, launched it forward, but flicked on by Real Madrid in the centre of their own half. It comes out to Mbappe on the halfway. This is Bellingham with 2 up against him. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. He's looking to get himself out of a bit of a hole. He had Zappacosta and Shitty just keeping him a little bit boxed in on that left flank. Did win a throw, which was taken by him. Short towards Mendy now. Bellingham in possession. Forward towards Mbappe, looking to find the first time pass to Rodrigo. And now Atalanta up to move. Pasalic out to Lookman on this left-hand side. He has got Ruggeri on the overlap if he wants it, but Lookman moves infield towards the edge of the box. Switches it out towards Zappacosta in space on the right-hand side. Edge of the area, chips the ball in towards the back stick. We're going to find De Ketelaere. Cleared away. Half cleared by Militao. Chance for Lookman. Has a half effort from the lace of his right boot. Didn't quite have the venom he would have wanted, but the last touch comes off of Dani Carvajal, the Real Madrid captain, and it's going to be an Atalanta corner on the left-hand side with 90 seconds to go in this first half in Poland. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0, and it's going to be Ademola Lookman to take this corner for Atalanta. They're first of the game out on this left-hand side. There's a sea of white behind that goal to the right of us. Atalanta looking to silence it. Lookman's corner. Right-footed from the left-hand side, straight in towards the near post. Hien was making the run, but it's a comfortable catch for Courtois in the Real Madrid goal. And it's Los Blancos who now look to try and break down the other end. Vinicius Jr. on the right-hand side. Everybody in a sea of blue and black piling back. And Vinicius brought down, and it's going to be a free kick. So Kolasinac committing the foul. Taken quickly. This is Valverde. Back towards Rudiger. Both teams look completely disjointed in terms of shape. Bellingham out and towards the possession of Ferland Mendy. Back to Rudiger on the halfway. On the line, this is Tchouameni, and now Eder Militao, who's looking for options. He has 2 Atalanta players up against him, and so he's forced back in towards the possession of Thibaut Courtois, who'll play it forward in towards the possession of Rodrigo, who's around about 15 yards from the edge of opposition territory. Turning is Vinicius, but Stepping out was Jim City to claim it back for Atalanta. It's contested in the middle of the park, but it's won by Bellingham, but again flicked away and nobody being able to get a foot down on it apart from Vinicius, who gets there now inside the area, has a shot on his right foot, cleared away, but it's going to come back and fall for him. There's two in front of him, looks to slip it through, it draws a path for Rodrigo's hit the crossbar. It came straight to him. He had a first time effort on his left foot which clatters the crossbar. It's the closest either side had come in this opening period in the first 2 minutes of time added on at the end of this first half. He was onside, Rodrigo. Bellingham stepped out of the way to ensure that he couldn't interfere with play. Zappacosta couldn't mark his man. It was struck first time by Rodrigo. Slices it through the laces of his left boot. Was looking to find the top left-hand corner. He could only rattle the crossbar. Major opportunity for Real Madrid towards the end of this first half. We've played 1 of 2 minutes that have been added on at the end of this opening period here at the Polish National Stadium in Warsaw. Forward it goes, flicked on by Pasalic. Eder Militao will watch it go back towards Courtois, who will launch it for a first time on his left foot. Looking to find Mbappe, but it's going to be cleared away by KYLIAN. But then wants to bring it. Bullets at the break. In the second period, getting off to a bright start. Bellingham bringing it down in the first few seconds. We'll go through the two starting lineups when we have a stoppage in play. But it's Tchouaméni for Real Madrid out in towards the path of Ferland Mendy. This is Antonio Rudiger on the halfway. Chips it forward over the top. Looking to find Bellingham. Flicked away by Hien of Atalanta. Darun in space in the middle. Plays it out towards the left-hand side and in towards the possession of Ruggeri. Over the top it goes. Looking to find Ederson. Rudiger picks it up for Real Madrid. Just a quick check of the 11s then for Real Madrid. It's Courtois in goal. Carvajal, Militao, Rudiger, Mendy, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe, who's in possession now inside the area. Kylian Mbappe has an effort on his left foot. First time he's been able to open that up all evening, but his effort skied over the bar. All eyes will be on him, and all eyes will be on him to see whether he could find that debut goal for Real Madrid. It was Bellingham who fed him on the left-hand side, got on the inside of Jim City before then looking to crisscross him again, and then finally being able to open up that left foot. Struck it, almost toe punted it through the top of that left boot over the bar. Now here's Lookman at the other end for Atalanta. Plays that towards De Ketelaere on the right hand side. Edge of the penalty area up against Rudiger. De Ketelaere right hand side, two up against him. Looks to play it back in towards Lookman, who hasn't really been able to get any service this evening. Heavy touch from him, but it's going to fall to Ketelaere again on this right hand side. Inside the box he goes, has to move in field with two up against him. Darun, cross goes in towards the back post. Flicked on, it's a great save from Courtois. It was Mario Pasalic with a glass header from in around the penalty spot. And it was a big left hand from Thibaut Courtois to tip it away, because that looked like it was going to nestle in towards the back of the net. Darun with the cross in. Looked like it took a deflection en route for a glass header by Pasalic, headed back towards where it came from, towards the top right hand corner. parried away by Courtois. Long with the short corner on the right-hand side, right-footed. Draws it back in towards danger again. Jim City had the ball fall loose to him. Plays it back in towards the path of Ruggeri, who has an effort first time on his left foot from just on the edge of the penalty area, which goes wide of the left-hand post. And so that danger averted, but Real Madrid having to survive a real scare early on in this second half. Excellent goalkeeping from Thibaut Courtois. Big hand to parry it away and to keep Real Madrid on as even. The Atalanta 11, Musso in goal. Jim City, KYLIAN, Kolasinac, Zappacosta, Darun, Ederson, Ruggeri, Paslic, De Ketelaere and Lookman. Possession on the halfway on the left-hand side. The first period was at times a little bit lacklustre, but already the signals at the beginning of the second period is going to be a little bit more high tempo, particularly from an Atalanta perspective. Have Lookman down on the ground off the field. Henderson possession, looked to play it forward, came off of Carvajal with the last touch. It's going to be a throw into Atalanta on this left-hand side. Midway inside the Real Madrid half. This is Paslic looking to thread it forward in towards the path of De Ketelaere, but it's going to be snuffed out by Ferland Mendy, who will look to build the Real Madrid attack. Beyond the halfway it goes, showing towards the possession of Vinicius Jr. Now Kylian Mbappe in possession. Threaded forward in towards the path of Bellingham. In space inside the penalty, gets the better of Darun. Bellingham looks to play it back towards Vinicius. Inside the area, he's got Zappacosta up against it. Plays it towards Mbappe, nearly fell for him. Cleared away by KYLIAN in the end. And Atalanta do manage to clear their line. Zappacosta looking to build out from the back. But Real Madrid with another great opportunity. Now here's Valverde as they look to come again. Short in towards the possession of Rodrigo. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side gets the better of Darun. Bellingham back to goal towards the edge of the D, looking to twist and turn his way past Kolasinac, forced out wide to the left, now twists his way in towards the middle, ships it out towards Carvajal on the right hand side, does well to bring it down with his first touch on his right foot, brings it in, or crosses it in with his second, out towards Vinicius, who was lurking at the back post, eventually gets there out wide, but Zappacosta, De Ketelaere up against him inside the penalty, and last touch comes off of Zappacosta, out of play for a Real Madrid corner, and it's getting riled up. Well, Vinicius looking to rile up the Real Madrid supporters behind the goal to the right of us. And it's going to be a corner on the left-hand side as they attack. It's going to be swung in right-footed by Rodrigo, but it's going to be a comfortable take at the back post for Juan Musso in the Atalanta goal. 5 minutes gone in this second period. It's been a fairly frenetic second period here at the National Stadium in Warsaw, but it is still Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0, and if it is level after 90 minutes, straight to penalties, no extra time anymore in the Super Cup. Penalties will be the method required to sort these two sides out. Here's Ederson having two up against him, out towards Lookman on the left-hand side for Atalanta. 25 yards out, plays it short towards De Ketelaere. This is Ederson, out towards the near touchline again. Ruggeri on this left flank, who's got Mbappe up against him. Back once more towards Ederson. And now Darun in the centre. Switched out towards the right-hand flank. Jim City now looking to make a driving run. This is Zappacosta, who can't be missed in his almost butcher's hat that he's got. City being put under pressure by Rodrigo and wins Atalanta a throw as a consequence. He's just evading Rodrigo, who took a touch of the ball. Now Davide Zappacosta, once of Chelsea, to take this throw for Atalanta on the right hand side, around about 20 yards out from goal. The only attempt on target, that was the only attempt on target, that Pasalic chance a few moments ago. 4 attempts apiece. Real Madrid yet to have a shot on target as we enter the 52nd minute of the match. De Ketelaere committing a foul on Ferland Mendy. Real Madrid free kick just to get them started again in a attacking sense. It's been a much better second half compared to the first period. It felt at times a little bit cagey, even though there was a couple of half opportunities, nothing of real note. Both sides setting their stall out very early in this second period. Ball flicked away by Jim City from the goal kick by Courtois. This is Vinicius Jr. left hand side. Inside the box he goes, 2 up against him. Bellingham and Mbappe both making runs. Goes back towards Giummani, out towards Carvajal in space, right hand side inside the box. Looks to get the cross in towards the near post. It went after a deflection by Ruggeri. The intention was towards the penalty spot, but it's going to go out for a corner nonetheless on this right-hand side. 52.5 gone. Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 on the flash score live audio commentary service. To be taken on the right-hand flank, Rodrigo's going to swing it in on his right foot. And delivered in towards the penalty spot. Flicked on towards Militao, but flicked away in towards the path of Vinicius Junior. It goes the only two. Valverde back in towards the possession of Mendy. Germaini once more. Full on Mendy in the middle of the Atalanta half. Short in towards the possession of Bellingham. This is Vinicius Junior. Bellingham looking to thread it through, and Mbappe is making a run in from the left-hand side in towards the centre. But cleared away by Atalanta. Have possession now with Ademola Lookman. Now Ederson, left-hand side, middle of the Real Madrid half, and Militao up against him. Lookman towards Ederson again. This time it's Carvajal he needs to get the better of. And it looks as if he's done it. He's turned past his man, but then Militao recovered well to regather possession for Real Madrid and to stop Atalanta in their tracks. But again, it's given away cheaply. This is Lookman towards the edge of the area on the left-hand side. Got Militao up against it, just gives him a bit of a shove. Back towards the possession of Ruggeri. This is Darun. Ruggeri once again up against Valverde. Looks like the cross in on his left foot, but comes off of Valverde, and then Darun commits a foul on Rodrigo, and so it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid. And Bellingham turning his way out of trouble. He had two up against him, but he beats both Pasalic and Kolasinac. And Mbappe out on the left-hand side. His pace getting the better of Zappacosta. And Mbappe towards the edge of the penalty area, but Zappacosta does well to keep himself honest, and then coming back was Pasalic, who gets the final touch, and it's going to be a Real Madrid throw-in on the left-hand side towards the Atalanta penalty area. Back towards Jude Bellingham. Germaini 10 yards inside opposition territory. Militao out towards Rodrigo. This is Dani Carvajal. Rodrigo again with two up against him. Carvajal once more. Rodrigo heavy first touch, but towards the edge here it goes. He brings it in field towards Vinicius Junior inside the D. Look to flick it on in towards the path of Mbappe in the box, but it's going to be cleared by Atalanta, and it's going to be De Ketelaere in possession. Shifted out towards the left-hand side. Ruggeri towards Lookman, who now looks to move in field. Driving one for his up against Militao. He's got De Ketelaere in support. De Ketelaere inside the penalty area, pulls it back in towards the path of Lookman. It's going to fall loosely for Darun, who paid it first time towards Lookman, who I think expected to take a shot because he was in space towards the edge of the D. And now Real Madrid come away with it. Driving forwards on this left-hand side is Rodrigo. Now Vinicius Junior. Cross goes in. Bellingham was lurking around the penalty, but only half cleared. Valverde inside the penalty area, lays it back. Bellingham, curled effort on his left foot, but it goes over the top left-hand post. Well, they're building towards something, and Jude Bellingham trying to signal that to the supporters to try and get them a bit louder behind that goal to the right of us. Bellingham wrapping the ball around with his left foot, but maybe just too close to goal for it to find the target. Real Madrid building after what was a good spell of Atalanta pressure at the beginning of this second half. 10.5 minutes gone in it. It's still Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0, 55.5 minutes into this Super Cup final. A Super Cup final which is just beginning to come up to the boil a little bit after what was a tempestuous first half. Ball won back loosely by Real Madrid on the halfway. Rudiger driving down the middle, who's got Ederson up against him, evades him, and then heels it back into the path of Bellingham, who then fed it forward towards Rudiger again, who slipped as he was taken on Hien, and it's going to be a comfortable take for Juan Musso in the Atalanta goal. This is Kolasinac in towards the possession of Ruggeri. Switched out towards the right-hand side to Ketelaere on the half, in the centre. Chips it over the top, in towards the path of Lookman. Brings it down with his first touch, gets Militao. Lookman looks to get on the inside, was unable to do so. Pasalic has free up against it. Ketelaere towards Ruggeri in space on the left-hand side. Chips it in towards the back post. Flicked away by Ferland Mendy before it could find Zappacosta, who's going to win it back loosely on this right-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. This is the captain Darun. De Ketelaere. Edge of the box. Jim City has a strike, but it's blocked by Bellingham of all people, who manages to get Real Madrid out of danger, managing to wriggle his way past the challenges of De Ketelaere before being pushed to the ground by Edison, and so it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid in the middle of their own half, just stopping the pressure of Atalanta, which was just beginning to become too much. Valverde just beyond the halfway for Real Madrid, shifts it out towards the right hand side, in towards the possession of Dani Carvajal, who lifted that Champions League trophy for Real Madrid in June at Wembley Stadium when they got the better of Borussia Dortmund by 2-0. Eder Militao in possession. They've actually played a combined 12 minutes of action in Real Madrid's Champions League campaign last season. He was recovering from an ACL injury. Vinicius Junior lofted it over the top, looking to find Kylian Mbappe, but a deflection en route will see it straight into the arms of Juan Musso in the Atalanta goal. 58 minutes gone, Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 here in the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary ceremony. You can listen to the beginning of Real Madrid's La Liga season as they take on Mallorca away from home on Sunday night with us, as well as the beginning of the brand new Premier League campaign. Here's Bellingham forward towards Mbappe, inside the area, was looking to get on the inside of Hien, was looking to bring it onto his left foot from his right, but Hien managing to do well to see it away. This is Darun on the edge of his own penalty area for Atalanta, who will in turn play it back towards Juan Musso, being put under pressure by Rodrigo. It's one back by Bellingham in space, 25 yards out from goal, out towards Vinicius. Vinicius wiggles his way through, looks to play it back. Valverde taps it home from close range. Side foots it on his right foot in towards the back of the net from around about 5 yards out. And Real Madrid have broken the deadlock in this UEFA Super Cup final. 59 minutes gone. Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 0. And finally, the Real Madrid pressure has paid dividends. It was excellent play by Vinicius Junior. One back by Mendy in towards the path of Bellingham, who found himself in space. And then it was Vinicius Junior who did all the damage, pulled it back in towards the path of Valverde, who from close range, around about a couple of yards out, tapped it home first time for the side of his right foot. Musso at his near post as all ends up. Real Madrid now 1 up, thanks to Federico Valverde, who took the number 8 shirt of retiring Toni Kroos in the summer. A big shirt with a big tag and a big responsibilities, and in his first game in that shirt, he puts Real Madrid in front. Valverde, who gets his first of the season, scored 4 goals in 54 appearances in the 2023-24 campaign. Matteo Utegui will be coming on shortly for Atalanta as Militao has possession here for Real Madrid. A goal up and looking to make it 2, and there is space here to run for Vinicius Junior, and it's a big hand from Juan Musso. Vinicius Junior was in acres of space, was driving through the middle, took a touch of then having an effort from inside the penalty area for the side of his right foot. It looked like it was going to be 2-0, all ends up apart from the big left hand of Juan Musso to stop Vinicius in his tracks. It's going to be a Real Madrid corner, but that was a golden opportunity for a second. It's going to be taken on this left hand side. It's going to be Rodrigo to take, right foot in from the right hand side in towards the penalty. He falls for Bellingham, who has an effort, side foot on his right foot. It's pinballed all over the penalty area, parried away by Musso in the end, and play was stopped because Eder Militao, who looked as if he was trying to get his head to the ball as Musso parried it away, is down inside the net. Great corner in. Falls for Bellingham, has an effort, half cleared away. Militao not going to get there second time. It was parried away by Musso as it came tumbling back towards his goal. Nobody had an idea where the ball was, and Musso getting the ball away with a volleyball style shot. So a couple of substitutions here for Atalanta. Ben Godfrey of Everton last year will come on. De Ketelaere is going to be replaced, as too is Davide Zappacosta. Zappacosta coming off for Godfrey, and De Ketelaere is going to be replaced by Retegui for the half hour or so that remains. It's Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 0. Ben Godfrey making his Atalanta debut. Retegui also making his debut for Atalanta, signing from Genoa in the summer. Meanwhile, Ben Godfrey joining from Premier League Everton. Massive opportunity for him in Serie A this season, for a side to be playing Champions League football, will be pushing for honours once again. Just because they won their first doesn't mean it's going to be their last. Godfrey, whose season was mainly spent on the bench of the Toffees, before a solid second half of the season saw Atalanta UEFA move for £10 million. The transfer fee, his contract on the Italian club is until 2029. He said that this was the next step in his career. The next step here for Real Madrid could be a 2-0 lead. And Mbappe was bearing through, but it's actually Godfrey who manages to recover the situation for Atalanta. But it's won back by Bellingham again, who goes down under the challenge of Belat Jimshiti, who is the latest Atalanta player to find himself in the book of the Swiss referee Sandro Scharer. Well, it was a late dangling right leg which clattered into the right thigh of Jude Bellingham, and so that is why the Albanian international finds himself in the book. 64 minutes on the clock here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 0 in this Super Cup final. It's going to be Rodrigo to take this free kick on his right foot from the left hand side, 2 in the Atalanta wall. Rodrigo looks up. He's going to strike it on his right foot towards the near post, flicked away by Hiem before Militao could get there, but Bellingham on the volley will have a second goal. It's pinball around the penalty area in towards the path of Mbappe. It falls on the right hand side, but he's going to watch it run for a Real Madrid throw, which he's happy to take on this right hand side potentially. 2 more subs being ready for Atalanta's back air, and Sulemana, who could be coming on shortly. This is Valverde though for Real Madrid on the right hand side, switching play to the left and in towards the path of Ferland Mendy. This is Vinicius. He's got Rodrigo further forward. He's got Bellingham who turns inside the area. Jude Bellingham strikes on his left foot, parried away at the near post by Juan Musso, and Atalanta eventually clear their lines. It's going to fall for Carvajal on the right hand side. Has 2 up against him, but loses out, and it's going to be Matteo Ruggeri who will try and get it away, but can only concede throwing to Real Madrid on the right hand side, adjacent towards the edge of the penalty area. Atalanta ready a couple of changes, but I think they're just going to let that go for a second, and it looks like coming on now. It looked like they're bringing Baker and Sulemana on. It looks like now that they're going to be possibly bringing on Torre possibly. Well, here's Federico Valverde for Real Madrid. 66 minutes goal. Madrid 1, Atalanta 0. Valverde out towards the left hand side and towards Kylian Mbappe. Has it on the left hand side on the half, switching it out towards the right. Bellingham dinking it down, but space was somebody there for Carvajal to attack, and it's one back by Atalanta, and Lookman gets the better of Militao. Adamo Lookman inside the penalty area, turns, crosses it in towards the back stick where he was looking to find Retegui. It's only half cleared out and towards the possession of Darun. Now Lookman, 25 yards out on his left hand side, has got Ruggeri up short. He's also got Paslic, is who he finds now. Lookman up against him inside the penalty area on the left hand side, back towards Ruggeri. Cross goes in first time on his left foot. It's attacked in towards the path of Darun, who tried to have a glance header from around about 12 yards out towards the near post, but it goes wide of the target, and it's going to be a Real Madrid goal kick as we watch the Real Madrid goal. Excellent play by Vinicius Jr. sidestepping Jim City. Guillem was left on the floor, and then Musa at the near post is beating all ends up as he played it along the line towards Valverde, who tapped home from close range. 67.5 minutes gone in this Super Cup game. Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 0, and Real Madrid move again. Rodrigo towards Vinicius, sweats it back, looking to find Mbappe at the back post. It's going to fall for Bellingham though. He's looking to find Mbappe. It's on the penalty area and scores on his Real Madrid debut. Kylian Mbappe announces his arrival at Los Blancos at the Bernabeu in sumptuous style. Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0, 68 minutes in, and it is Kylian Mbappe who scores on his Real Madrid debut. His long-awaited Real Madrid debut conjures up a goal-scoring start. It's a goal that should pretty much seal the Super Cup for Real Madrid now. And it was Guillem that was dispossessed midway inside his own half by Rodrigo, and at that point you just knew the rest. He drove down that right-hand side of a plum. He had Vinicius in support. Inside the box, squared it first time. Never found Mbappe, but Bellingham picked up on the loose ball, played it back in towards the path of Mbappe, who from in and around the penalty spot struck it first time through the laces of his right foot in towards the top right-hand corner. And Kylian Mbappe makes it Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0. With a little over 20 minutes to go here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. Well, he was the Champions League joint top goal scorer last year with 8. He's scored for Real Madrid here in the UEFA Super Cup. It's a debut that Real Madrid fans have been waiting years to see, and it is a debut which heralds a goal for Kylian Mbappe, and Real Madrid have this Super Cup tie exactly where they want it now. Atalanta had been so spirited for so long, but it just looks like the wheels are falling off a bit, and Mbappe backheels it in towards the path of Vinicius, but tracking back well was Jim City. Otherwise it could have been a third for Real Madrid in next to no time at all. They have a corner on the right hand side as we approach the final 20 minutes of this Super Cup tie. It's going to be Rodrigo to take on this right hand flank, but not before a substitution. It's going to be Mitchell back here to come on, and he's going to play Said Kolasinac for the final 20 minutes or so. Back here. He was a bit part player last season. Appearances mainly came from the bench, and in short supply was an unused sub for the Europa League final, but being used here. But it's Rodrigo with the corner on the right hand side. Nearly found Militao around the penalty spot. It falls for Jude Bellingham inside the penalty area loosely on the right hand side. Turns his way past Retegui, but couldn't get his way past Jim City. And Retegui will win a free kick, or was hoping to win a free kick for Atalanta. And indeed the referee will eventually give that call. Jude Bellingham committing the foul for Real Madrid. We enter the final 20 minutes. Real Madrid leading Atalanta by 2-0 on the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It was Federico Valverde's goal in the 59th minute that got the goal scoring started before Kylian Mbappe got the second in the 67th. Real Madrid, who have completed 380 passes in this game compared to the 307 of Atalanta. 89% pass accuracy for Real Madrid, 83% for Atalanta, who are looking to find a second win. This is back here up against Valverde in the middle of the Real Madrid half. This is Ederson once again. He's got two up against him. Going to float his way forward. Couldn't quite get the better of Carvajal, but Carvajal with the final touch, and so it is going to be a Atalanta throw on this left-hand side. Back here will play it back in towards the possession of Retegui. Sorry, Regueri. And now towards back here, the substitute, left-hand side, up against Carvajal. Plays it short along the penalty area. Was looking to find it in towards the path of Ben Godfrey, who couldn't quite get there. It's cleared away by Real Madrid. Only half cleared. It's going to be played in towards the path of Bakker, who does well to keep it in play. This is Regueri. Short towards Ederson, who's brought down by Dani Carvajal. It's going to be an Atalanta free kick on the left-hand side, around about 30 yards out from goal. Carvajal with a clip in behind. It's taken quickly, this free kick by Ederson. Short towards Lookman on the left-hand side, towards the edge of the box, chips it up in towards the path of Pasalic. Back towards Bakker, cross goes in, left foot in towards the penalty spot. Was looking to find the substitute with Tegri. Cleared away, Real Madrid moving it forward with Vinicius Jr. out towards Rodrigo. Mbappe will pick it up with his pace on the right-hand side, getting the better of the substitute Bakker. Short towards Rodrigo. Mbappe once more. Oh, a lovely little back heel in towards the path of Rodrigo. A little bit of showboating there by the debutant Kylian Mbappe, who has possession now, plays it back conventionally towards Rodrigo. Now here's Bellingham looking to drive through the middle, gets the better of two, gets the better of three inside the area. Jude Bellingham, this will be a superb goal if he can finish it off. He's got three Atalanta defenders in front of him, again running rings, plays it back towards Shumeni. This is Mbappe in towards the area, towards Rodrigo, who strikes it on his left foot towards the near post, but it's a comfortable catch for Juan Musso in the Atalanta goal. 73.5 minutes gone. Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0 here in the UEFA Super Cup on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. A reminder, the Premier League gets underway at the weekend. The first game on Friday night, Manchester United against Fulham, live on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service as Lookman drives down the left hand side for Atalanta, has Valverde up against him, 25 yards out from goal, back in towards the path of Pasalic. This is Ederson, who's got Tarun out towards the right hand side, edge of the penalty area, who's got Vinicius close by. Out it goes towards the possession of Godfrey on the right hand side, who's taken the void filled by Zappacosta after coming on for him. Pasalic on the left hand side, short towards Bakker. Pasalic once more, play back in towards the possession of Ederson. Short in towards the path of Tegri, but Real Madrid come away with it, and driving with the ball is Antonio Rudiger, who goes down to the ground fairly in the eyes of the referee from the challenge by Ederson. Now towards Bakker for Atalanta, left hand side, 5 yards inside Real Madrid territory. This is Pasalic now, who switches it out in towards the possession of Godfrey, right hand side in the middle of the Real Madrid half. This is Darun. Pasalic again, who's got the run of Ruggieri out to the left hand side. He's also got Lookman, who plays it short towards Bakker. Now Ruggieri again, cross goes in towards the back post, looking to find where Tegri. He's going to fall for Ben Godfrey, who got an effort on his right foot. It wasn't a clean connection. It's cleared away by Militao. He's going to fall for Godfrey again, though, inside the penalty area. Gets the better of Bellingham, then goes to ground. No penalty in the eyes of Sando Schorer, the Swiss referee. Godfrey looking to win it back again, but then commits a foul on Kylian Mbappe, who's clutching his right foot, and it's going to be a Real Madrid free kick to get themselves out of danger on this right hand side as Luka Modric is being prepared as Carlo Ancelotti's first Real Madrid change. Final call of an hour in this UEFA Super Cup final in 2024. It's Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0, and it's going to be Rodrigo is to come off, and he's the one who's going to be replaced by Luka Modric, the all-time club legend. He's going to think how he was just a young Croatian pup at Tottenham Hotspur all those years ago as a 19-year-old prospect, moved to Real Madrid under the stewardship of Harry Redknapp, who was the Tottenham Hotspur manager at the time. He's going to assume the responsibility of the captain's armband after coming on with Luka Modric. The final quarter of an hour of this game. 2 goals in 46 appearances last term, won his 6th Champions League title last season at the club, a joint record with his teammate Dani Carvajal, and has signed a 1-year contract extension to see him through to the end of this season, which will see him through to 39 years of age. If he was to win a magnificent 7th Champions League title, you wouldn't blame if that was the time for the Croatian to call it a day. There was speculation that his international career could be coming to an end. There's not been an official announcement on that as of yet, as Atalanta have possession on the halfway, the ball in the possession of Ruggieri now towards Kien as we enter the final quarter of an hour. 77 on the clock. Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0 in this Super Cup final. On the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, Paslic goes out towards Godfrey. Cross goes in right-footed, looking to find Tegui inside the penalty area. Cleared away by Real Madrid and Valverde, who went down to the ground under the challenge of Paslic. The two number 8s going toe-to-toe, and it's going to be a free kick to Real, just to get themselves out of a bit of defensive trouble. This is Valverde, who goes out in towards possession of Vinicius Junior, left-hand side, driving his way past Jim City inside the area. He's got Mbappe just a bit further back, but at 2 up against, has to play it in towards the possession of Ferland Mendy. Modric to Mbappe, Modric again, Mbappe, Modric towards Vinicius Junior, towards the edge of the box. Modric now finds Bellingham in the centre, 30 yards out from goal. This is Dani Carvajal on the right hand side, looking to find Valverde, who has 2 up against him, but goes down to the ground under the challenge of Ademola Lookman, who I think said something in the direction of Carvajal, and tempers have just flared for a second. Carlo Ancelotti in the middle of it all, being the calming presence and the separator of whatever went on. It was right in front of the Real Madrid technical area. Whatever Lookman said that incensed Carvajal, who's been spoken to by Jude Bellingham. He would have spent some time within the England youth setup. This is international football for Nigeria, does Ademola Lookman. Now, whatever was discussed rather frantically between the pair has now been resolved. It's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid on the right hand side in the middle of the Atalanta half. Leading by 2-0 as we approach the final 10 minutes or so in this match. Carvajal, in fact, well, they thought it was going to be a free kick. Real Madrid wanted a free kick, but the decision actually ended up being a throw-in, which is going to be taken by Carvajal on the right-hand side in the middle of the Atalanta half. Goes back to Militao, who in turn will play it back in towards the possession of Thibaut Courtois, who played it short towards Ferland Mendy. Wants it forward on his left foot, looking to find Bellingham on the halfway. It was just too heavy for him, and so it will go from one goalkeeper to the other. Juan Musso in possession, playing it short towards Kien, now towards Darun, who after a shaky start, Isak Kien has been a key part and a key rock in that Atalanta defence, although it was him who was turned for the second goal, which was put away by Kylian Mbappe in the end. Here's Gary on the left hand side on the halfway for Atalanta, chipped over the top by Ederson, dinked down by Tegui, who was looking to find Lookman, but Real Madrid now look to break. It goes out towards Mbappe from Bellingham. Mbappe left hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got Jim City up against him. Mbappe looks to cross it in, right footed towards the path of Bellingham towards the near post. It was deflected and then cleared away by Jim City, brought on by Mendy, who went down to the ground. It's going to be a free kick. It was Tegui who brought him down to the deck. Just a nudge of the elbow by Tegui in towards Ferland Mendy, and it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid on the left hand side, 10 yards inside the Atalanta half as we enter the final 10 minutes of this UEFA Super Cup tie of 2024. Real Madrid, courtesy of goals by Valverde and Mbappe, lead Atalanta of Italy by 2-0. 10 minutes away from a record breaking 6th Super Cup title. They hold the record jointly for most Super Cup wins alongside AC Milan and Barcelona, but they look set to get a 6th, and they could get a 3rd here as Vinicius Junior has the ball in the penalty area left hand side. A 2 up against him, was forced back in towards the path of Modric to look to step inside and have a shot, but Godfrey stopped that option from becoming apparent. But he finds Vinicius, who floats the ball in, tees towards the penalty area. It came off of Godfrey, it pinballed everywhere, eventually cleared away by Atalanta before finding the back of the net for the 3rd time. He's just keeping it in play. It came off of, in the end it was Ruggieri. Godfrey was keeping things close, and with Musa at the near post, it nearly looped in towards the back post. And it looks like the Knights of Kylian Mbappe on his Real Madrid debut is going to come to an end. Scoring on his Real Madrid debut, his long-awaited debut for Los Blancos. He will make way, and it's going to be Brahim Diaz who's going to come on for the final 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time that remain. So Diaz coming on in the 83rd minute for Real Madrid, who was described as Carlo Ancelotti's Swiss Army knife. 12 goals in 44 appearances across all competitions last term for the 25-year-old, who internationally made the decision to represent Morocco over Spain in March, and had an offer from Serie A Roma turned down for him in the summer. And it was quite a blatant no as well by Real Madrid in terms of his services, as Modric wins the ball back as Atalanta look to sprint forward on the right hand side. Played short in towards the path of Diaz, who gets his first touch of the foul and now looks to move forward, looking to launch the ball out towards the left hand side and towards Vinicius Junior. Bellingham now pretty much playing the Mbappe role of sole striker for the final 6.5 minutes of this Super Cup tie. And here's Lookman now for Atalanta in space. Carvajal losing possession, losing his man. Lookman inside the penalty area on the left hand side, moves it infield, in towards the path for Tegui on his debut, was looking to get a shot away, appeal for a penalty in terms of a handball by Ferland Mendy, which was never going to be given. It's a comfortable take for Thibaut Courtois in the Real Madrid goal, but Eder Militao looks a little bit worse for wear. Carvalho came sliding in, couldn't regather possession. Lookman played it through in towards the path of Tegui. It was Militao actually whose arm it was they were looking to try and penalise, did the Atalanta forward. Five and a half minutes to go. Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0 in this Super Cup final on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Bellingham dispossessed, one back by Valverde very quickly. Modric on the right hand side switches it out in towards the possession of Antonio Rudiger, turning his Diaz on the halfway through the centre with his fresh legs, creating some problems for the Atalanta back line. This is Valverde towards Modric. He's got fresh legs, but they won't be pacey legs at 30, and I mean that with the greatest respect in the world. Mbappe, Tchouameni and now Rudiger towards Modric once again, just inside the Atalanta half. So we approach the final 5 minutes. Real Madrid leading Atalanta by 2-0. Valverde strike on the hour mark, followed by Mbappe's 8 minutes later, as the difference between the two teams here at the National Stadium in Warsaw. It'd be a 17th Super Cup title for a Spanish side. Italy have won it 9 times. And if Atalanta are going to become the 10th to do so, they're going to have to do something special in the final 4.5 minutes of normal time. They do have the ball with Paslic in a dangerous position, forward towards Tegui in his luminous yellow boots, plays it back first time in towards the path of Ederson. This is Paslic, short towards Lookman, edge of the penalty area, is 2 up against him. It's a move in field, but has Modric watching his every move. Out towards Bakker, now towards Darun, the captain. Goffrey in space on the right hand side, looks to get the cross in towards Tegui at the near post, cleared away by the first man Ferland Mendy, but Goffrey will regather it second time for Atalanta, short towards Ederson. Goffrey again on this far side, looking to launch it forward, and after a bit of a pinball in the centre of the half, Atalanta come away with it again. This is Paslic out towards Ruggieri, short to Lookman inside the penalty area, has Valverde close by. This is Paslic in possession, short towards Lookman, who has his back to goal inside the box, looking to lay it out towards Ruggieri, who will win Atalanta a throw as Real Madrid eye up a couple of changes. Well, looks like 3 changes. Arda Güler looks set to come on, as does Lucas Vazquez, to try and stave off the late Atalanta counter-attack and the late Atalanta presence. This is Ruggieri, cross goes in towards the back stick. Ben Goffrey looked to strike it on the volley, but can only shin it wide of goal. And Real Madrid will now make that trio of substitutions, which we'll see. Arda Güler, Lucas Vázquez come on, and it may well also be Dani Ceballos who could come on as well as a final change. And it's going to see Vinicius Junior's evening come to an end. The man who assisted the first for Federico Valverde did some of the damage as well for the second. He's had a good night, but his night comes to an end. He's going to be replaced by Arda Güler for the final 2.5 minutes of normal time plus stoppage time that remains to see the job through. So Güler comes on. Jude Bellingham's night's also going to come to an end. He assisted the second for Kylian Mbappe, did Jude Bellingham, and he's going to be replaced by Dani Ceballos for the final couple of minutes that remain in this one. And then the final substitution, we'll see Dani Carvajal come off and Lucas Vázquez come on in his place. So 88.5 minutes gone. It's Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 0 in this Super Cup final. Real Madrid so close now to a record 6th triumph. 2 changes to be made by Atalanta shortly. I think those changes may be made now as we enter the final minute of stoppage time. It's going to see Isak Kien come off, and he's going to be replaced by Palestri for the final minute or so. Marco Palestri. And coming off, Manzoni's going to come on as well for the final minute or so, and I didn't quite see the ball go up on our monitor, so just awaiting the official confirmation as to who he came on for as we enter the final 15 seconds of normal time. Real Madrid on the cusp of a record 6th Super Cup crown, leading Atalanta by 2-0, courtesy of goals by Federico Valverde and Kylian Mbappe in the second half. 3 minutes to be added on the end of this second period, and a slip by Bulgaria has opened up the door here for Real Madrid, who have possession with Vázquez on the right hand side, 15 yards inside opposition territory. Back to Militao it goes. Vázquez once more. In fact, the 3 minutes has now turned into 2 minutes on the official UEFA screen, but I'm sure we saw 3 go up by the 4th official, unless he's really trying to confuse me tonight. Well, the ball go back in towards the path of Courtois, shortened towards the possession of Antonio Rudiger, who has Zoni close by. And a roll of the dice that was for Atalanta to try and get themselves back into the game, but I think they realistically know the game's up as we head towards the midway point of second half stoppage time. Mario Pasalic coming off for Alberto Zoni. Well, 1 more minute to go for Real Madrid to see this Super Cup tie-out. It will be their 6th crown, and it will keep up a record of not losing a competitive game since a cup defeat to Atletico Madrid. That was after extra time. They haven't lost a game in 90 minutes since September last year, and that also came to Atletico Madrid in La Liga as Arda Güler is brought down. He was one of the real stars, wasn't he, of the European Championships for Turkey as they made it through to the quarter-finals with their swashbuckling attacking football. But now having to try and pin down a place in the Real Madrid team, which is a little bit easier said than done. Ball launched forward towards Dani Ceballos, who had no pace compared to that of Ben Godfrey, who will play it back towards Juan Musa in the Atalanta goal, for whom playing this game was a massive achievement in itself after winning the Europa League final in May, but maybe just a conquest too far against the all-conquering Real Madrid. Ball in towards the possession of Aguirre on the left-hand side. Launches it forward along that flank towards Lookman. Launches it over the top. It's going to be won back loosely on the halfway by Luka Modric. This is Valverde, short towards Vasquez. This is out towards Ederson, and it's going to be a free kick to Atalanta as Ceballos had just a little bit too much of the Atalanta central midfielder, Brazilian. As Mazzoni has possession here for Atalanta, right-hand side, moves it infield. Palestri back towards the half and in towards the possession of Jim City. Ederson back here, left-hand side towards the edge of the box, plays it in towards the path of Ruggieri. Final few seconds here, ball fed through towards the penalty area, looking to find Lookman. It's cleared away, flicked on by Valverde. Brahim Diaz. Real Madrid may be looking to finish with a flourish, but there is the whistle, and for the 6th time Real Madrid are UEFA Super Cup champions. They now hold the outright record for most wins in this competition. They get the better of Atalanta by 2 goals.